Abby award-winning Auburn-Opelika This Morning on News Talk, WANI, part of the Auburn Network family of stations.
Auburn City School Superintendent Dr. Karen DeLano in our studios. Good morning.
Good morning.
You survived day one.
We did. We did.
Well, what is that? I think I've asked you this each year, but I'll ask it every year. What is day one like? Because I know for the administration, a lot of folks really, there's no time off. It's not like you take time off during the summer. But it does gear up. You are kind of gearing up to what yesterday represented, right?
Yes, we spend a couple of months getting ready. And I tell people all the time, especially when I was a teacher and a principal, you get tired of getting ready. It's time. And they're coming ready or not. So
Right.
we get ready. The first day, in my experience, is the best day of the year. I was in a couple of schools yesterday morning, right at 8 or a little before. Everything was just as calm and quiet, and teachers were helping kids get their things sorted and put away and learning class procedures. Very calm, things looking nice, buses rolling.
Judging from reaction on Facebook, it's a great day if your child is in second grade all the way up to junior in high school. If you're in kindergarten, it's the first day that child's in kindergarten, and there's emotions there. And then for those parents who have a senior for the first time, there's some, bittersweet memories or bittersweet feelings at that point. For everybody else, they're kind of glad school's back.
That's what I'm told. I think you have that just right. I know sometimes the systems I've worked in, the moms would have kind of a crying party and have coffee and donuts together and
Right.
commiserate, and they're losing their babies to school.
Right. I know that you had some in-service work with your faculty and staff in the days leading up, correct?
We did.
Well, what did that consist of?
Well, our new teachers have approximately a week's worth of professional development, and that just gets them oriented to the way we do things in Auburn and what kind of technology we have and all those kind of things. And they get to meet their peers and get in their classrooms, those kinds of things. And then for the staff that is returning, they have some professional development in their own schools to,
I see.
Here's what our focus is for the year. Let's get geared up. And really get inspired even more to do the right things for kids. And then on Monday, we had what the state calls Institute Day, where we bring everybody together.
They need to come up with a better name for that.
I would agree. It's kind of like, it's also the, most school systems, during the summer, they have what they call an administrative retreat.
Right.
The administrators always love the word retreat because there are no spa treatments.
Right.
So we did have Institute Day, and Lester Laminack, who is an author, storyteller, came and spoke to the group about the importance of our stories and the importance of reading aloud to people regardless of their age. He's very entertaining, but had a wonderful message that regardless of what your role was in our school system, it spoke very strongly.
My wife, who's she's already at Columbus State by now. Since we've been married, if we have a birthday of a niece or a nephew, especially if they're young, part of the gift is going to be a book that their mom and or dad, both hopefully, are going to read to them. So,
oh yes,
we're aware in our family of the importance of reading and reading to the children, to be sure.
Well, to no surprise to my son and my daughter-in-law,
yeah.
I made sure I gave my grandbaby the first book.
There you go. All right. my wife will wholeheartedly agree with that. Dr. Karen DeLano, Auburn School Superintendent, is our guest on News Talk WANI. We'll look back at the Tuesday night City School Board meeting with Dr. DeLano when we come back on Auburn-Opelika This Morning. Please stay tuned. City School Superintendent Dr. Karen DeLano, our guest on News Talk WANI. How many years now for you? What was? How many years total was that yesterday, your first day in class? In education?
Mine?
Yes.
I started my 43rd year.
43rd. All right. How many at Auburn now?
finished 4. I began my 5th.
So that was
in
your
May.
first day yesterday?
Yes.
Okay, there you go. All right. Just wanted to put it in perspective a little bit. All right, give us a review of the school board meeting, if you would, please.
It was a relatively short board meeting. We did our normal financial reports for July. Approved our list of coaches for the school year. Did some personnel actions and then announcements. And wanted to make sure people knew we were doing our public budget hearings in September.
Okay.
September 6th, we will have 2 meetings, one at 8:30 and the other at 5:30, and it'll be at the Board of Education office.
Is this something you're typically doing in September?
Yes. The law does require us to have 2 public hearings, and then our budget starts October 1, fiscal year starts
Right.
October 1, and so having our budget approved in September is our habit.
All right. As you look at it, and certainly I know you're not that's not the first time you'll lay eyes on that proposed budget. Give us a little bit of a preview, and is there anything not unusual but something new in that budget that you're looking at for this next fiscal year?
Nothing really new. Our revenues are up some. We anticipate that we will get some current unit money. People have heard me speak about that now for 4 years. The legislature did approve some current unit money, so we will get some additional money this year. We're not sure how much yet, for students that we have over and above what we had last year at the 20-day count. So that will be new. Local revenue has come in a little higher, so that is good. And the state did give us, I think it was approximately 16 new units based on last year's enrollment. So, but it's a good, solid budget. We are right at meeting our goal for a 2-month reserve.
Okay. Regarding attendance, this is something you and I talk about this time of year. Mm-hmm. This is the 5th year we've talked about it. And I know that nothing is official until sometime in September, right?
Correct.
All right, as far as the state is concerned.
Right.
But as you looked at attendance yesterday on the first day of class, is this a year that you will have, and I mean, you have new kids in the school system every year, but it has been steadily between 200 and 300 almost every year for the last, I don't know, quite a few years. Are you looking at that again, in your opinion, this school year as well?
As you alluded to, it's a little bit vague the first few days of school as to what the exact numbers are. But we do run a report every day watching, and at the end of the day yesterday, we had 219 more students than we did the year before. So last year we were about 170 more. So we're seeing a little more of a spike again.
Do you have an idea of where in the city of Auburn that I mean, the northwest corner is where we're seeing a great deal of building and expansion and that type of thing? Or are you seeing more kids coming from that area at this point?
Yes, we're feeling a bigger pinch in our elementary zones on that side of town, and possibly having to look at some portable classrooms. Already. Mm-hmm. We hope we manage. We've been through the buildings. We look for every space we possibly can before we do that. Last year when we put in portables, we tried to make sure that we moved adult-type rooms to the portables so that the kids did not spend all day, in portables. And we will do that again if we have to put up portable. Richland is where we're looking right now.
Does it ramp up the possibility of talking about that next elementary school for the city of Auburn at this point?
It does. We, as we've mentioned before, we did purchase some land on Richland Road, and I am with some master planners looking at that property about what our best options might be. We also have taken our facilities 2024 plan and been looking at it for quite a few months now, and I'm hoping in September I'll have a recommendation to the board, and it more than likely will include bumping up the additional elementary school at least a year earlier than we first predicted, which means we would need to start planning for that after Christmas.
Okay. All right. Speaking of new schools, we'll get an update on the new high school building, the new turf at Duck Sanford Stadium. We'll do that when we come back with Dr. DeLano after your weather forecast. Please stay tuned. Auburn School Superintendent Dr. Karen DeLano, our guest on WANI. The Auburn City Schools in full session now. Of course, Lake County Schools opened today. Opelika Schools opened last week. So all the public schools are operating at this point with the students. As you look forward, and we talked just a little bit about the expanding attendance in Auburn and the possibility of another elementary school on the northwest side of town. As you start that planning process, you're in the process of building the new high school building off of the Sanford extension. As you drive by it now, you can see it better.
You can.
And when the leaves fall, we'll really get a good idea of what that looks like back there. Kind of give us an up. I know as you and I talk, this is not a great day to be working outside.
No.
But give us an update on the high school building, please.
I was out there with an owner-architect contractor meeting this week, and things are very much on target. It's a good repetitive thing to say, but it's stayed on target from the beginning. A lot of brick. Like you said, as the leaves fall, you'll be able to see a brick building in there, and you can see athletic field lights from the streets. Starting to have meeting with the finishing people. So it's a massive project.
Yeah.
But it is on target. And if you get out there and walk around, I've been in the buildings several times now, hard hat type tour, and there are many people working every day in every spot of that site.
All right. We're just a little over a week away from the first game for the Auburn High School football Tigers. Of course, you can hear the games on Wings 94.3. A week away, and your turf is nearly complete, ready to go. What's the update there?
We are scheduled to have a final inspection this morning, weather permitting.
Okay.
Based on what I know right now, it's possibility that we will receive that facility back today with completion. The couple of things that I know we need to do, we want to make sure we had the soccer lines stitched in. That's not the proper term, but they're there. And we need to get the lacrosse lines in as well, which they are not there yet, but they will be. So a couple of things like that. Fences were going back up late yesterday afternoon.
Okay.
So I see no problem with it being ready by next Thursday.
Good. Well, I know I don't know if relieved is a good way to put it, but
we were holding our breath a little. It was a tight schedule.
Right. I was driving by the other day, and the turf was down, but there were the big white bags. Was that the surface or the fill, so to speak?
It's the fill.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It was a lot of sand and a lot of rubber fill.
Yeah.
That went in that. It was right interesting watching them apply those products.
How did they spread that, so to speak?
The fill, I did not watch them put the sand out, so I can't tell you that. Don't know. But the fill, they used like a small tractor with a machine that they filled the material in, and then they spread it almost like you do a spreader with seed.
I'll be. Okay.
A lot of trips up and down that fill.
Well, I know that folks are excited about that. It looks terrific.
It is beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, it really, really looks nice, and it's going to allow for more activities on that surface than the old turf, the old natural turf would have, just because it was, for whatever reason, the turf didn't grow so well there of late.
No. Well, we're told it was because of the amount of play on that field. It just never had a chance to recover.
Yeah.
So we won't have that problem now.
No, you won't.
And so we're looking very much forward to that first kickoff.
All right. Thank you for the visit, as always. Stay dry today, all right?
I'll try.